Oh. Good, man.
Hey, shipping charge right here. What y'all found it on there? Y'all found it.
It's not illegal.
Huh?
It's not illegal.
What is it?
It's not illegal
It's not illegal what?
to have a firearm.
I'm talking about the other stuff.
Huh? Talking about the other guy?
The other stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Alright, so essentially, people are out here accusing other people of snitching. Because the other day, Little Meech and his homeboy got pulled over by the cops. And now, Little Meech's homeboy is saying that Little Meech is a scoundrel and a snitch. Because when the police searched the car, they found weapons and narcotics. But instead of taking a rap himself, Little Meech tried to put those weapons and narcotics on his friend. As a matter of fact, after the whole incident went down, Little Meech's friend, or should I say ex-friend, 3 Luck Clover, came out and wrote this. Reason I gotta go do Fed time. See this ish? I hate fake A ninjas like Little Meech. Supposed to be real, but do 304-ish. See Mimi? I hate your pops bred a lame like you. See the third video is when they thought we was gonna run, but I was cursing this biatch A ninja out for throwing all his ish on me while I was asleep in the whip. By the time I checked the ish, 12 was walking up to the car. You could look at my face, I was hot. I done lit up a broke cigarette shaking my head. 2 videos he admitting he was sorry and was gonna pay me back, including being disloyal of 50 at the same time.
Oh. Good, man.
Hey, shipping charge right here. What y'all found it on there? Y'all found it.
It's not illegal.
Huh?
It's not illegal.
What is it?
It's not illegal
It's not illegal what?
to have a firearm.
I'm talking about the other stuff.
Huh?
The other stuff.
Talking about the other guy?
The other stuff,
Yeah.
That's illegal.
Time, bro. I got you though. I ain't like what I just heard. But bro just told me shit. I'm trying to make it, speed up the process.
Yeah, that shit just, nigga ain't got no choice but to fight the situation. It's just the situation I put my family through.
That's not right though.
I'm thinking that was gonna be handled already, so I really took a chance on using the money I had saved up for my family.
Yeah. I apologize for that, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. They really going through shit, bro.
Nah, I feel that.
Wow, if that was me, I'd be over there like, apology not accepted, cause that mess is grimy. As far as I'm concerned, this is the worst. This is worse than snitching. How you gonna plant all of your illegal paraphernalia on your man while he's taking a nap in a car? Like his freedom is less valuable than yours. I gotta tell you, anybody who will do that has absolutely no scruples. Anyhow, after 50 Cent saw what Little Meech allegedly did, you know he had something to say. So 50 Cent jumped online and he wrote, yo, how you gonna throw your strap and your rugs on your man's lap while he sleep? Like, yo, here's your ish, LOL. Now, after people online saw what Little Meech did, they also had something to say. Because one person said, 4 seasons on a hit show and he got nothing to show for it but a chain and some rugs. Shaking my head. And then somebody else came through and was like, he need to stop trying to live his daddy's lifestyle and be himself. After that, somebody else was like, 50 Cent gonna have a field day with this one. Listen, unfortunately, Little Meech is becoming a classic example of what not to do with your life. And speaking about what you bet not do with your life, let me know what y'all think about this dude who walked into a store and told the men who work at the store that it's inappropriate for them to compliment his wife by calling her beautiful, because it's inappropriate for any man to compliment a married woman. Watch this.
Beautiful? You just said out of your own mouth what you said to her. How are you gonna tell me?
We didn't say something else.
No, you said she is beautiful. Yes or no?
I said you're looking so good.
Why the would you say that?
I'm sorry for that because we just.
If you please get this.
Yeah.
Am I crazy?
Well, just
Your wife comes to the store.
Yeah, but
wants to pick up a freaking sandwich.
Yeah, but
is she crazy?
Yeah.
That she sits through these compliments, these creeps.
He just give us a compliment.
Why?
They made a mistake.
This is not your country. This is not India or something, dude.
Yeah, but so yeah.
You're in the Please.
I understand you're upset.
Yeah,
And I understand what you're talking
Right.
about. It is a generational thing.
Right.
In his generation, that would have been okay.
No, it would not have been okay.
They would have took it better.
Yeah, the
than-
people-
It would have not been okay.
Yeah.
It is never okay
This-
And I
to
understand
speak to a woman you
Yeah.
do not know and talk about her looks.
Listen.
There's a difference in class.
Listen.
There's a difference in respect. There is no difference in generation.
Listen, you made your point, man. They've learned a lesson. They won't do it again.
I want
They learned a
action
lesson.
against them.
Okay, so I don't know if it's just me, but as I was watching this, I was like this. If she walked into the store and they didn't notice she was married and they simply said, "Good morning, beautiful," what is wrong with that? And it's not a generational thing for men to give women compliments. And as far as I'm concerned, this dude right here is just blowing this whole thing out of proportion, because it's not like they were being nasty or disrespectful to his wife. They were simply like, "Good morning, beautiful. How are you, beautiful?" I mean, if you can't handle that, then as a man, you're mad insecure. Now, it would be totally different if he was standing right next to his wife and they were saying that, but he was not with her. And here's a little advice to people in relationships. If you married a very attractive person, then from time to time, that person just might get a few compliments. Why? Because they don't start being unattractive just because they marry you. So instead of taking it as disrespect like this dude, why don't you just look at it as a form of flattery? Now, it would be different if the dude behind the counter was trying to kick it to your woman and get her number right in front of your face, like this dude who was working at a kiosk in the mall tried to do with Megan Good right in front of Jonathan Majors.
I said like a number. Beautiful in person, just to let you know, yeah.
You said I'm gonna freak out after?
Can I get a picture too? Possibly like a number, if that's fine.
Oh, thank you, love.
I said like a number.
Whose number?
Her
My number? No, that's my man.
Why don't you go Google something, bro?
Oh, I didn't know.
Actually.
My man Jonathan Majors was like, "Whose number are you asking for? You need to go Google something, bro." Listen, let me know down below. 1. Does it make you jealous or uneasy when people compliment your significant other or your spouse on their looks? 2. If someone tried to kick it to your boo in front of you, how would you handle it? And 3. Was the dude in the store who cursed out the workers for calling his wife beautiful going overboard, or were his actions appropriate? And 4. Should the store take action? Alright, so do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button if you support the channel while I give you this next update. It looks like T.I. just may have to think twice about retirement, and Tiny just may have to return a few items to the store after a judge has just reversed the ruling, where they were awarded $71 million after suing MGA Toy Company for allegedly stealing Tiny's OMG doll idea. According to the judge, the settlement was way too steep, and now T.I. and Tiny will only be receiving $17.9 million in actual damages. In order to come to this number, the judge actually nullified the additional $53.6 million in punitive damages that T.I. and Tiny were originally supposed to receive. Listen, $17.9 million is still a lot of money, but I must admit, it hurts when you thought you were getting ready to get $71 million. Hopefully, T.I. and Tiny was smart, and they didn't spend a whole lot of that money before they got it in hand, because now they're not getting most of it. Now, the other day a pastor called the cops on his parishioners because he told them, "The leadership in this church has changed, and we don't want you here anymore." So he called the cops, and the cops had to come to the church, and when they got to the church, they were just dragging out all of the parishioners that they didn't want in the pews.
I was wrestled to the floor. One got my right arm, twisted it. I said, "Oh, you hurting me."
Let me help you.
That's how longtime member Allie Thompson recounts what she calls a painful and chaotic Sunday morning. 3 on Your Side obtained exclusive video of the altercation at Mount Olive Missionary Baptist Church. Thompson could be seen being dragged out of the mother's board section and out the door by 2 Scott County deputies. According to Scott County Sheriff Mike Lee, she and other members received court-ordered letters not to attend services any longer. However, Lee told us they violated the court's order and came to service anyway. Others learned Sunday they were stripped of their longtime positions.
I am the Sunday school teacher here. And Mr. Johnson came in this morning and said that his pastor had asked him to teach the Sunday school lesson, and he's taken it over. I was not informed.
Now you may ask, what led to the big blow up? Well, Thompson claims there are several things, including speaking out against Pastor Charles Bell's leadership.
He called himself appointing a finance committee. The church did not
put that in effect. We have bylaws and rules that we govern.
Thompson also claims other leaders of the church are not being included in church business.
Why he doesn't include my husband, who is the oldest man here in the church, who is the oldest deacon, I do not know. He makes decisions without his knowledge.
3 on Your Side did some digging and found several things filed in Scott County Chancery Court. Back in 2024, leaders of the church filed a restraining order and preliminary injunction against 7 members, including Thompson. It claimed that those members assaulted a deacon both physically and verbally on September 15th, 2024. He had to be hospitalized. It goes on to say that all those defendants verbally threatened and assaulted the pastor, first lady, and other members of the church. Now, Thompson filed a statement to the church's lawyer saying she had no involvement in that altercation.
All the preachers that have been here and gone, if you get in touch with them, they would tell you that I have been a faithful warrior. Nothing but welcoming, greeting guests that comes in.
3 on Your Side requested to speak with Reverend Bell Sunday about everything that has transpired, but was told he wasn't available.
This right here is sad, because there's nothing godly or Christian about this. Listen, Christians, or should I say individuals who claim to be Christians, need to remember that God called the true and living church to live by a higher standard. So if y'all are going to be out here acting like hood rats, then why would anyone want to get saved or join the church? You're supposed to be examples. But if y'all are out here doing the same thing that everybody out in the streets are doing, then people are going to look at the church and say, what difference does it make? Now, when I say that you're supposed to be examples, you are supposed to reflect your religion, which means that in accordance with the word, Christians are supposed to be examples of love, kindness, and integrity. They're not supposed to be out here fighting each other and having 90-year-old deacons and deaconess dragged from the pews. I mean, for real, Christians are supposed to serve as a living example of the word. You're not supposed to be out here acting like Bishop Backslide.
Now, when it comes to the essence of wrestling, what sets you apart from everybody else?
What sets me apart is my technical skill. When I put them in a spiritual spine buster or the biblical backbreaker, there's nothing they could do about it except go meet their maker.
Okay, I hear that. I hear that. Now, we have a large contingent right here. Everybody's watching, all the kids, all the fans. What is it that you want to say to them?
What I would like to say to y'all is come on down to my church and donate. That's it. Fill up my pockets because I can work miracles for you. See, if I was an ignorant person, I could get the Lord to strike you right now.
Well, I'm going to watch out for that.
But I'm not like that. Okay?
All right, I feel that. Okay, no, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And we're going to see what really happens to that $20,000. Bishop Backslide, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck to you moving forward.
It's all about the Lord, baby. All about the Lord.
Back to you guys.
Alright, so for all my church folks out there, let me know something. Void of the threat of violence, is it ever okay for a pastor to have members of the church forcibly removed from the church property by officers? And while we're talking about people being forcibly removed from places, let's discuss Donald Trump. The other day, Trump was doing his usual press conference, and while he was talking about immigration, he said that he might consider, in lieu of deportation, creating a situation where illegal immigrants become their owner's responsibility. Watch this.
And hotel workers and various other people, and we're working on it right now, and Ron's going to be involved, and you're involved already. So we have a case, a lot of cases where ICE will go into a farm, and these are guys working there for 10, 15 years, no problem. The farmers know them. We're going to put, it's called farmer responsibility or owner responsibility, where they're going to be largely responsible for these people. And they know these people. They've worked on the farms for 15 years, and all of a sudden so I have a great, Ron does, Christy does, we have a great feeling for the farmer and for others in the same position, and we're going to give them responsibility for people.
Okay, So after Donald Trump said that, a whole lot of people had something to say. And one person said, owner responsibility. So slavery? And then somebody else was like, okay, the world needs to step in. And then after that, somebody else was like, never forgive the 77 million Anon voters for this. Never. And then last but not least, somebody else came through and said, shame on you, America. Shame on you all. Let me know something. If the government deems that illegal immigrants are the responsibility of farm owners, who then pay them less than minimum wage to work from sunup to sundown because they're undocumented, isn't that just another way to say that you want to reinstitute and legalize plantations? Look, I'm a Christian, so I don't believe in reincarnation, but if I'm honest, sometimes I wish that reincarnation actually exists, because I wish that some of these people like Trump were reborn so that they could experience the consequences of their actions. For example, I wish that in his next lifetime, Trump was reborn as a black person, an immigrant, or Rosie O'Donnell. I also wish that R. Kelly was born as a 15-year-old girl, and that Diddy was born as Cassie, so that he could experience what it really feels like to date Diddy. And since we're talking about dating, let me talk about Dr. Umar real quick. Just when I thought that Dr. Umar could not disappoint me anymore, he found a way to disappoint me some more. Because the other day, Dr. Umar jumped online to try to play some chick that he was hooking up in a hotel with, and he was like, ooh, no, that bitch smell like fish.
Lene Stacks, Siobhan Stone, Lene Stacks, Throat Goat, Hood Rat, Jump Off, Fishy Coochie, the queen of Fishy Coochie. I believe she may have taken information regarding the bank account of FDMG and my personal. I discussed this with the attorneys. The attorneys told me that it would be in my advantage if Siobhan Stone, Throat Goat, or Pastor Bussy tries to access my personal account or the school's account, because that is a federal crime. I saw her privately 3 times inside of the same Philadelphia hotel after hours for no more than 2 or 3 hours. 3 Throat Goat sessions turned into a 2.5-year relationship with marriage, love, masturbation. Talking about I ate out your fish tank. You have an aquarium down there. She has an aquarium down there with every creature in the ocean. She got squid, she got clams between her legs, she got oysters, she got shrimps between her legs, she got salmon, whiting, tilapia, you name it, she got it. Squid, octopus, every funky creature is between them legs, brothers and sisters.
Well, Dr. Umar, I hate to tell you this, but if she had all of those creatures in there, then that means that all of those creatures are now in your mouth. So while you think that you're on the internet trying to play her, you're actually also playing yourself right now.
She needs a yoni steam, a yoni dream, and a yoni clean.
Now, after Dr. Umar jumped online talking about this chick smelled like a can of starfish tuna, a whole lot of women jumped in his comment section and they were like, ooh, I thought you were better than that. You're a hot mess. Why in the world is the Pan-African Prince meeting up with randos in hotel rooms for quickies? So when Dr. Umar realized that he potentially turned off a large percentage of the population that he could potentially grift from, he jumped back online and he said this.
I want to apologize to all black women that I had to divulge so much of my personal, intimate details, Sister Stacy, but I got a woman who's trying to destroy my life, my credibility. She's trying to slander my mother, get my mother taken from me because I don't want to be with her in a romantic capacity.
Oh my gosh.
You know, but be that as it may, we don't have to talk about that.
Nope, not buying it, Dr. Umar, because what in the world does the scent of this woman's female passageways have to do with the fact that she's coming after you and now you want to go after her? There were many other ways that you could have gone on the attack, but you didn't choose to take any of those other routes. Instead, you chose to be as lowbrow as you could possibly get. But what you failed to realize is that you trying to play her actually reflects poorly on you, because when you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas. And now you're over there looking like a mutt. But, as always, Dr. Umar wasn't done. Why? Because he's never done. Dr. Umar jumped online and he wrote, this woman Siobhan Stone, aka Lene Stacks of Kansas City, Missouri, is so trifling she missed her son's IEP meeting to come to Philadelphia. She had the nerve to tell me that her other son, who's a young adult, was going to stand in for her at Chunky's IEP meeting. Are you serious? Your son has autism, is always in trouble, and you willingly missed the meeting to chase Shango Stick in Philadelphia? If you live in KCMO and you know know Chunky's father, please have him call Dr. Umar. I'll help that man get his son's IEP services in order for free. He needs to get custody of his son from this woman. You have a lawsuit against that school. However, Siobhan is too thirsty chasing P to help her son. Let me ask you a question, Dr. Umar. When Siobhan missed her son's IEP meeting and showed up at your hotel room and she knocked on the door, did you open it and then hit? If so, shut the cuff up. Now, I wasn't the only person who was over here looking at Dr. Umar with the side eye, because another person jumped online and they said, you talking about this girl's hygiene, but was laying down with her like she was the last woman on earth. Says a lot about you. And then somebody else was like, well, you must love fish because you ordered it 3 times and labeled her the goat. And then last but not least, somebody else said, Dr. Umar is supposed to be focused on the revolution, not the flesh. He's backsliding. LOL. Backsliding? I think that backsliding is putting it mildly, because Dr. Umar is over there like this. Listen, y'all don't have to agree with me, but as far as I'm concerned, Dr. Umar is turning out to be a big disappointment. Anyhow, before I go, let me share this, because the other day I was doing a video and I discussed the fact that Kanye was banned from Australia, and I referred to Australia as a continent. So then, somebody jumped in the comment section and wrote, Source is not as smart as I thought, because Australia is not a continent. Okay, I gotta say it. I have some concerns. It's one thing to forget a name every now and again. It's another thing to like say something wrong because you're thinking of something and you say something else. It's another thing to get a date wrong. But to jump online trying to play me, trying to say that I don't know the 7 continents when you, sir, don't know the 7 continents is crazy. Source, can you please put up a map? Because I cannot allow anybody to run around the internet being this stupid. So for the person who jumped in my comment section talking about Source, Australia is not a continent. Let me explain something to you. Australia is a country that is part of a continent also called Australia, which is also part of a region called Oceania. As a matter of fact, let me read you what World Atlas has to say, because I know you're not going to believe me. Australia is both a continent and a country. Australia is the smallest continent on Earth, but also the 6th biggest country in the world. I'm telling you, I saw that comment and I was like, oh my goodness, I got to address this. For real, a lot of y'all be so quick, not all y'all, but a lot of y'all be so quick to jump in the comment section trying to play somebody, but in all reality, you're really playing yourselves. Listen, let me know what you think about everything that we discussed in today's video, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Peace.